Sometimes, the hardest but most powerful decision you will ever make is to walk away. To step away from toxic situations, people, and environments that drain your energy and prevent you from growing. For the chosen ones, leaving isn't just about separation. It's about reclaiming your power, taking back control over your destiny, and stepping into the life that you deserve. This is not just a physical departure. It is a spiritual and emotional breakthrough. I know that walking away is not easy. It's a decision filled with pain, uncertainty, and at times, fear. You might be questioning whether you're doing the right thing, especially if you've been in a toxic relationship or environment for so long that it feels like you're giving up on something or someone. But let me remind you, you are not alone. God is right here with you, guiding you through every step of the way. The strength you need to make this choice is already within you, because you were chosen for this moment. When you walk away, you're not just leaving behind what no longer serves you. You are choosing yourself. You are stepping into a new chapter where your peace, your worth, and your purpose are prioritized. It's a journey towards freedom. Freedom to be who you truly are, to pursue your dreams without limitations, and to embrace your divine calling. Remember, walking away is not a sign of failure. It's a declaration of your worth and your strength. So, I encourage you to stay with me through this message. We are about to dive deep into what it means to break free and how this choice will lead you to a life filled with empowerment and purpose. If you've ever felt trapped or overlooked, this is for you. Trust me, the best is yet to come. If this resonates with you, smash that like button, subscribe for more empowering content, and drop a comment sharing your own journey of walking away from toxicity. You're not alone, and together, we will rise into the lives we were meant to live. The decision to walk away can be one of the most powerful, life-altering choices a chosen one can make. It's not just about physically leaving a situation, it's about reclaiming something that was always yours. It's about taking back the control and power that others tried to take from you, rediscovering your worth, and stepping into your true potential. You may have spent so much time and energy in toxic environments, whether they were relationships, jobs, or situations, that you lost sight of your own value. Walking away is the moment you say, "No more." It is the turning point, the moment where you refuse to remain a prisoner of someone else's expectations, manipulations, or demands. It is the moment you decide to prioritize your peace, your joy, and your divine calling over everything else. The act of walking away is not one of weakness, it is one of immense strength. You've already endured so much, and walking away is not a sign that you can't handle challenges, but rather that you know you deserve better. It's an acknowledgement of your worth and a step towards reclaiming the life you were meant to lead. So many people stay in toxic situations because they feel trapped, as if they have no other option. They stay because they feel obligated, because they fear the unknown, or because they've been made to believe they cannot survive without certain people or things. But staying in toxic environments is more dangerous than any unknown you could face. When you stay in an unhealthy situation, you begin to lose yourself. The energy you give to others without receiving anything in return starts to drain you. The emotional, mental, and spiritual costs of staying wear you down over time. Every day you stay in a situation that is not in alignment with your purpose, you risk losing touch with your true self. The more you give, the less you have for yourself. The more you sacrifice, the more you forget who you are. Staying in these toxic dynamics is like slowly suffocating under the weight of someone else's expectations and needs. It's not just unhealthy, it's unsustainable. And for the chosen ones, It's crucial to recognize that you were never meant to stay in these situations. You were meant to break free, to rise above, and to step into the fullness of your purpose. When you walk away, you are reclaiming your power. It's a powerful act of self-empowerment, an acknowledgement that you are worthy of peace, love, and respect. By leaving, you break the cycle of dependence and manipulation that others may have tried to impose on you. You take back the control that was once taken from you, and you step into a space where you can begin to heal, grow, and thrive. Walking away is not running away. It is a conscious choice to choose yourself, to prioritize your well-being, and to trust that God has a greater plan for you than what you have been experiencing. Understand that the moment you choose to walk away, you also choose to reclaim your freedom. You free yourself from the chains that others have placed around you. You choose to no longer tolerate what harms you, and to instead step into a space where you can heal and grow. When you choose to walk away, you are choosing the highest form of self-love, because you are telling yourself that you are worth more than the toxic situations or people who try to hold you back. This decision will not only change your life, but it will also send a powerful message to the world that you will no longer allow yourself to be manipulated, controlled, or diminished. It is the first step toward the freedom and empowerment that you deserve. For those who have taken the chosen ones for granted, walking away will be the reckoning they never saw coming. They believed they could hold you forever, keep you in their grasp, make you stay no matter how poorly they treated you. They thought they had you trapped, convinced that you would never leave. But the moment you walk away, they are left in shock, unable to comprehend what just happened. They are forced to face the truth that they underestimated the power within you, the strength they never saw until it was too late. They thought they had all the time in the world, that you would always be there for them, always willing to put their needs above your own. But now, as you leave, they are faced with the cold, bitter reality. They are nothing without you. Toxic people often build a false sense of control over others. They manipulate, guilt trip, and emotionally drain others to keep them where they want them. For so long, they had you exactly where they wanted you, reliable, giving, and present. Always there to fulfill their needs, to pick up the pieces when they fell apart. But what they failed to realize was that their control was built on an illusion, one that depended on your fear, your obedience, and your lack of self-assertion. They never thought you would wake up, never thought you would see through their manipulations. They never believed you could break free because you were always there, always putting their needs first. But the moment you wake up to your own worth, the moment you realize that you have been giving without receiving, everything changes. You stop tolerating the manipulation, and you stop allowing them to drain your energy. You realize that you have been a prisoner to their expectations, their toxicity, and their manipulation. When you realize your worth, you stop settling for anything less than what you deserve. And that's when you walk away. And let me tell you, they will never see it coming. They will be shocked, bewildered, and left scrambling to understand why you left. But the truth is simple. They never valued you the way they should have. And now they are forced to face the emptiness they created. They will try to justify their actions, convince themselves that they never needed you, or that you were the one who changed. But here's the reality. They didn't lose you. They lost the privilege of having you. They took you for granted, expecting you to always be there, always willing to sacrifice for them. But when you walk away, they are left to deal with the consequences of their own actions. Their world starts to crumble, and they realize they cannot fill the space you once occupied. They cannot replace the love, energy, and stability you provided, because you were unique, irreplaceable. And now they are left with nothing but regret and the truth that they never truly saw you for who you were. Your absence is the loudest thing they will ever experience. It will echo in their lives, in the spaces where they once took your presence for granted, and they will have no one to blame but themselves. You didn't leave out of spite or anger. You left because you woke up. You realized that staying was a slow death, and you chose life over survival. You chose peace over toxicity. And in doing so, you reclaimed the power they thought they could control. When you walked away, you didn't just leave a person. You left an entire dynamic that was built on control, manipulation, and neglect. And now, as they try to pick up the pieces of their broken world, they will realize that the void left behind is something they can never fill. You were the glue holding it all together, and now that you're gone, everything is falling apart. When the chosen one walks away, something profound happens. The space they leave behind is not just an empty void. It is a space that no one can fill, a void that echoes with the absence of something irreplaceable. The people who once took them for granted, who believed they would always be there, are left to deal with the consequences of their own actions. Suddenly, they must face a truth that they never expected. The comfort they derived from the chosen one's presence was an illusion. The stability they once relied on was built on the unacknowledged sacrifice, energy, and love of someone who was constantly giving without ever truly receiving in return. The illusion of dependence is a dangerous thing. It convinces people that they are entitled to the support, attention, and energy of others without ever considering the toll it takes. In their eyes, the chosen one was a constant, reliable, always there, always ready to step in and solve problems. They believed that the chosen one's presence was a given, a fixture in their lives that would never leave. They took for granted the loyalty, love, and devotion that the chosen one gave freely. But when the chosen one finally chooses to leave, it's not just a physical absence, it's the shattering of that illusion. For those who took them for granted, the absence becomes a wake-up call. The truth they've avoided for so long comes crashing in. They were never as self-sufficient as they thought. They never truly appreciated what they had until it was gone. The sense of stability they felt in the presence of the chosen one was an illusion, and now that illusion is gone. The person they relied on is no longer there to pick up the pieces, to offer support, or to make things right. And in this absence, they are left to face their own neglect, their own inability to give back in the same way they received. This emptiness has a ripple effect that extends far beyond the initial shock. It shakes the foundation of everything the chosen one's presence once held together. The people who once felt secure in their presence are now thrust into uncertainty. Their comfort has been shattered, and they must now confront the reality that they were never truly in control. The absence of the chosen one exposes the cracks in their lives, the places where they were too dependent, too complacent, and too blind to see the toll they were taking on someone else. As the days go by, the weight of this loss intensifies. They begin to realize that the void left by the chosen one cannot be filled by anyone else. No one else can offer the same energy, the same care, the same unwavering support. The chosen one was unique in their capacity to give, and their absence leaves a hole that cannot be patched. For the first time, those who once took them for granted are forced to reckon with the fact that they have lost something rare, something irreplaceable. The ripple effect of the chosen one's departure reaches deep into the lives of those who never valued them properly. As they struggle to cope with the loss, they are faced with a painful truth. They never truly saw the chosen one for who they were. They never truly appreciated the sacrifices made, the love given, or the strength shown. And now, as they try to move forward, they find themselves stuck in the aftermath of their own neglect. The absence of the chosen one is not just a loss of a person, it's the loss of a support system, of a source of strength, and of someone who helped to keep their world intact. Without the chosen one, their world is suddenly smaller, darker, and more uncertain. They are forced to face the truth they've been avoiding, and it's a truth that will haunt them for a long time. They never truly valued the one person who gave them everything. For the chosen ones, walking away is not just about escaping toxic environments or unhealthy relationships. It's an act of self-preservation. It is the moment they choose themselves over the expectations, manipulations, and demands of others. It is a bold declaration that their peace, their energy, and their well-being matter. For too long, they may have given without regard for their own needs, sacrificed their happiness for the sake of others, and tolerated mistreatment because they believed they had to. But the moment they choose to walk away, they reclaim what was always theirs: their self-worth, their power, and their peace of mind. Walking away is not an easy decision. It requires immense strength, courage, and clarity. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that love and loyalty means staying in situations where you are not valued. It's easy to convince yourself that you can endure the toxicity, that you can give a little more, sacrifice a little more, and somehow things will change. But the truth is, staying in these situations is a form of self-betrayal. It is a denial of your own worth, a refusal to honor the value you bring to the world. You cannot continue to give from an empty well. You cannot continue to pour yourself into relationships, jobs, or environments that drain you without ever filling you back up. At some point, you must choose yourself. You must decide that your happiness, your peace, and your self-respect are worth more than the comfort of staying in a situation that is hurting you. When you choose to walk away, you are making an active decision to preserve yourself. You are choosing to protect your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. You are saying, I am worthy of more. I am worthy of respect, love, and peace. Walking away is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of immense strength. It is the strength to recognize when enough is enough, to understand that staying in a toxic situation is doing more harm than good, and to take the necessary steps to remove yourself from it. But walking away also opens up the space for something incredible to happen: personal growth. When you free yourself from the chains of toxic relationships or environments, you create room for transformation. This space allows you to rediscover who you truly are without the influence of others telling you who you should be. It's in this space that you can reconnect with your passions, your dreams, and your purpose. The chosen ones are not meant to live in the shadows of others. They are meant to shine brightly, to walk boldly in the path God has laid out for them. But to do that, they must first reclaim their power, and that starts by choosing themselves. Once you walk away, you will begin to see yourself in a new light. No longer weighed down by the expectations and demands of others, you will find clarity, strength, and empowerment. You will realize that you are capable of far more than you ever thought possible. The self-love and self-respect that you cultivate by choosing yourself will become the foundation for everything you do moving forward. It will allow you to pursue your dreams with confidence, to build relationships that honor and uplift you, and to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. The moment you choose yourself is the moment you begin to rise. It's the moment you free yourself from the cycle of giving without receiving, from the chains of emotional manipulation, and from the toxic patterns that have held you back. You were never meant to stay small, to live in the shadows, or to sacrifice your happiness for the sake of others. You were meant to thrive, to shine, and to walk in the power that God has placed within you. And when you choose yourself, you give yourself permission to live the life you were always meant to live. So, if you're reading this right now and you're facing the decision to walk away from something or someone that no longer serves you, know that this is your moment. This is the moment you reclaim your power. This is the moment you choose yourself. And as you do, you'll begin to see how the space you create will be filled with new opportunities, new blessings, and a newfound sense of peace and purpose. Walking away is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater. You are reclaiming your life, your happiness, and your destiny. And with that, nothing can stand in your way. Leaving toxic situations and relationships can stir a profound sense of guilt. It can feel like you're betraying someone, abandoning them, or turning your back on everything you've known. But here's the powerful truth you need to understand. The guilt you feel is not your own. It is the weapon used by toxic people to keep you bound, to keep you in a cycle of emotional manipulation. The guilt they place on you is their last tool to regain control. But you do not have to carry it any longer. For the chosen ones, walking away is not a selfish act. It is an act of self-preservation, self-love, and divine alignment. Yet, toxic people will use every tactic in the book to make you feel guilty. They will make you feel like you are the problem, that you are being unreasonable, and that you're abandoning them at a time of need. They will guilt trip you into staying, making you feel like it is your duty, your responsibility to fix things, to stay, and to give when they have given nothing in return. But the truth is, they are using this guilt to manipulate you, to keep you in a position where you remain small, where you continue to sacrifice your peace for their comfort. This guilt is not yours to carry. It is a trap, a carefully constructed prison meant to keep you bound to unhealthy dynamics. The longer you stay, the deeper the chains of guilt grow, tightening their grip on your soul, your spirit, and your sense of self-worth. But let me tell you this, the moment you recognize this guilt for what it truly is, a manipulation tactic, you take the first step towards breaking free. The guilt trap works because it plays on your natural empathy, your love, and your desire to do right by others. You feel responsible for others' emotions, for their happiness, and for their well-being, even at the expense of your own. But here's the hard truth. It's not your job to save anyone who is unwilling to save themselves. It's not your responsibility to keep sacrificing for people who take but never give. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and staying in a toxic situation to alleviate someone else's pain will only drain you, leaving you with nothing to give and no energy to heal yourself. Recognizing this, embracing freedom is the first step to reclaiming your power. When you break free from the emotional chains of guilt, you open yourself up to the possibility of true empowerment. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness, it's a demonstration of strength and self-respect. You are finally choosing yourself over the manipulative expectations of others, choosing your peace over their chaos, and choosing your future over their past. The moment you release the guilt, you create the space for your own healing, for your own growth, and for the realization of your divine purpose. The road to freedom is not always easy, but it is always worth it. As you begin to walk away, you may feel a weight lifting off your shoulders. The oppressive burden of guilt may try to creep back in, but remember, it is not your guilt to carry. It's a tool used by others to make you feel indebted to them, to keep you stuck in a cycle of pleasing and performing. When you choose to break free from this, you are choosing to take control of your life, your energy, and your destiny. Embracing freedom means letting go of the shame, the guilt, and the fear that have kept you from stepping into your true power. It means standing tall in the truth of who you are, a beloved and powerful child of God, capable of greatness. The moment you let go of the chains of guilt, you create space for the fullness of your being to emerge. You are no longer bound by the expectations and emotional manipulation of others. You are free to live your life according to your own purpose and vision. And as you walk away, you will start to see the people, the situations, and the patterns that no longer serve you fall away. You will start to notice new opportunities, new relationships, and new blessings flowing into your life. Because when you let go of what no longer serves you, you create the space for what is meant for you. Your heart, your soul, and your life become magnets for the people and experiences that align with your divine purpose. No longer burdened by the weight of guilt, you can now embrace the joy, peace, and abundance that God has prepared for you. Walking away from toxic relationships and situations is one of the most powerful acts of reclaiming your control, your power, and your peace. It's not about abandoning anyone. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. The final test that many of the chosen ones face is the decision to walk away and choose themselves. This moment is not about what others think, say, or expect. It's about you honoring your worth, your boundaries, and your future. You are not obligated to stay in a situation where you are not valued or respected. You have the divine right to walk away from anything that drains your energy, undermines your peace, and holds you back from stepping into your true purpose. This is the moment when you reclaim your strength, your destiny, and your life. Embrace this power, knowing that God has already equipped you to walk away from what no longer serves you. Choose yourself and trust that your journey is leading you to the life you were always meant to live. Every time you walk away from toxicity, you step closer to the person God created you to be, walking in His purpose, His power, and His love. I encourage you to share your journey of self-liberation and empowerment in the comments below. Like this video if it resonated with you, and don't forget to subscribe for more messages of empowerment and faith. You are not alone in this journey. Together, we can break free from the chains that have held us back and walk boldly into the future God has designed for us.